We're going to talk about something pretty important today, something even some high levels don't even know about, and other high levels don't have maxed out. We're going to talk about the special 5 evasion abilities, and how to level them up. So I'm here at one of the statues that you need to get one of the abilities. This is the Fortitude one, and you basically just go up and talk to the statue. It'll give you a quest, you finish that, you get a new ability. So let's look at these abilities. So we got Reflex, Fortitude, Warding, Willpower, and Vigor. And they all level up to different things. And they all protect against different things too. Reflex is for things that stop your movement, like Ballast, Shield Bash, Freeze. Long Shot is surprisingly not one of them. Then you got Fortitude for instant damage, physical attacks like Pummel, Giant Swing, Sneaky Attack. Warding for instant damage magical attacks like Firebolt, Ice Shard, Lightning Strike. Willpower for stuff that decreases your stats like Lure, Shatter, Howling Wind. And Vigor is damage over time skills, and that could be physical or magical. And every point in those abilities gives you a half a point to the corresponding evasion type. So if you have 1000 warding, you'll get 500 spell attack evasion. Now most of the time in game, your evasion comes from gear, and you may be asking, why is it important to max out your abilities? Well, it's slotless bonuses that are basically free, and you don't have to sacrifice anything in order to get them. So definitely max them out if you can, because extra protection for free is pretty OP, even if it's not that effective. Because the evasions rarely help you dodge skills, but still enough to be important. Now let's talk about leveling up the abilities themselves. The abilities themselves, they don't level up that fast. And sometimes you can level up one ability like 10 times in a row, and another time you can go 100 times without leveling it up once. Which leads me to believe it's not like an invisible XP bar or anything, but rather a chance that it increases. I'm guessing all abilities work like that. And I'm also assuming that elixirs multiply that chance of occurring, because it makes it happen a lot more often. Because if you try and do this without elixirs, it's going to take you a long time. But you definitely can. One important tactic is that if you're going to make an endgame character, or any character at all really, that you should grab all the abilities before you do anything. That way you can get them leveled up along the way without having to do anything, and not have to come back to it later, and then have to start from scratch. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's my opinion on it at least. But we're going to talk about actually training them in order to max them out right away. Because sometimes you can't wait that long. And also, you see I'm a 190, and I actually did warding training, but my other skills that I didn't do training for are pretty low. So, it's nice to do some training every now and then, and I'm going to show you all the locations you can find the statues at. So in Lur's Reach, there's 3 statues. The one I'm at is Fortitude. Then there's Willpower up here. Then there's Reflex down here. We're going to take a look at Crookback. In here, there's only one. Vigor. And then the last one's in Shalmont. Warding. And those are the 5 statues. If you do them all, you get all 5 of the evasion abilities. So I showed you where the quest locations are. Let's not do the quests and let's just talk about what you do after you complete them and get the abilities. And I'll show you how to train each individual ability in order to make them work. For starters, if you're a warrior or a rogue, I want you to get a ranged weapon, because you can use it to aggro enemies and keep within aggro range easier. So you can find one, or you could buy a really cheap one right here. This guy sells a no-class bow for 58 gold. So we'll grab one of those, and now we can jump right into training. So a lot of people were wondering where to train now that the arena's gone and the Stonevale changed. Well, Stonevale, the newer version, actually gave us better places to train. Now here's the first place we're going to talk about for warding. This weird side place. There's a burning statue. Alright, so let's put our bow on. And just watch what they do. You can kill useless enemies in the way, but don't kill ones that use skills because he could train multiple things at once. Alright, let's put our licks on now. See, the bow really does come in handy. I'm just gonna kill this guy for demonstration. Because I don't need him there. I'm just showing you how to train warding for right now. We want this guy in the thing too. Alright, grab him. Now you see how fast this is? This is even better in the fairy training. So I'm getting slammed by firebolts from every which way, multiple times a second. I don't know why they attack so fast, and as a bonus, you train vigor at the same time. Now if for some reason you can't, keep your health up. Well, remember that you get a bunch of free elixirs from just logging in, so you can use some of those. And just count up your numbers. It's an easy method because there's bound to be mage guys here, and they all hit super fast. Alright, let's move on. The next area is this cave. And it runs around here. If you look inside, you'll see that all of the imps are melee. So it's a perfect place to train fortitude, and you can also train vigor here too. So I'm going to cut to a little bit of lava training, because I had another thing to show about it too. So with lava here, you see I'm tanking all these guys, and they keep using frozen, which is for vigor, and they're using swipe, which is for fortitude. And they're using it about half and half, so it's nice to level up both of them. I'm also leveling up the Phoenix ability here too, and you can use any instant damage mount or pet to level up to. Because as you see, I'm hitting each person on each side. Because I found out that I couldn't aggro both sides at once. So the other one resets when I go to attack one. So it was an infinite way of leveling up my Phoenix on those guys too, because I couldn't kill them. And it didn't really slow down them using the skills on me, because they had to cool down anyway. So as long as you don't kill them in one hit, you should be good. And even if you do, it doesn't matter because you can't train on both of them at once anyway. So I think it's a real nice spot to train it. Well, let's move on to the next one. A really easy way to train willpower existed for a long time, ever since 2012. I'll show you. And this is by far the easiest method. I mean, I would not even dare try to level up normally because not that many enemies use debuffs like that. So you get your wisdom and you find a friendly neighborhood mage. And then here's what you do. Use all 6 lures, because they're all debuffs and it'll all just cause it to skyrocket. You can also use other things in the meantime, like freeze, because reflex is a pain. Or you could use the opposite element like firebolt, firestorm, to train warding too. But if you don't have a mage, maybe somebody can help you. If not, just make a level, I don't know, whatever level you need to be to get just lure, fire, and ice. And 2's good enough for just some quick leveling. So now we'll move on to the final ability, Reflex. Reflex. It's ironic that it's the worst skill and it's the hardest to train, but we may as well max it out while we're at it, right? So you could train on conch trappers, or ice eyes, or trees, or druids, but they don't really use those skills that often. So it's best here to use a player too. Now, you could use a mage with freeze, a druid with roots, but a ranger is good because they have skewer and ballast, and they all cast pretty fast, or at least reasonably so. So let's get started. Just wait for the duel to start. You really want to use a weak weapon because it doesn't matter what you use, so you might as well not hurt yourself. It's not nearly as fast as Willpower was. Gets the job done though. Then when you finally max everything, you can celebrate. But that's just the way I train my abilities. I'm sure other people have different spots and methods, but I feel like my way is pretty effective. And it works, obviously, because I maxed everything here. Well, I hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope it could help some people out. Till next time.